Good morning, good morning. Well, as far as rainy days are concerned, this is not a bad one. So let's get out there while we can. Today's a big one. 13 days to go until Doxie and I sail north to Queensland. And today I am getting the sail boom bag for the mainsail replaced. So it's going to look so good. So yeah. Let's get out there, get prepared. I need to take the boat round to Gosford Sailing Club, where I'm meeting Dave, who's going to come and install it for me. So yeah, looking forward to that. Let's go. Well, here's my girl. And yeah, that burgundy reddish sail cover on the boom will be removed today. And a new one in its place. So that's going to look pretty schmick. Okay, so we're off now. There goes my mooring. I'm just going to head round now to the Gosford Sailing Club, where I'm just going to tie up to the dock there while my boom bag gets fitted. Now, I've just been told it's raining in Sydney, 70k north south of here, so I'm hoping that'll just blow inland and just leave us alone for a while. But I'm going over that way. That's the city of Gosford. Just motoring along. That's the yacht club over there. Behind that yacht called Gem. So we're going to go across to the northern side, which I think is probably best. Actually, from what I remember, the southern side, they were actually doing work on the dock. So I assume that hasn't finished yet. Anyway, going along here, just giving the engine a good tick over, and I hope to actually service the engine after doing all this. So by the time I get back, I'll have lunch, maybe let the engine cool down a bit, but not so much that the oil gets cold. So it's got to be nice, warm and liquidy, as opposed to being very viscous and hard to pump out. Anyway, that's one of the jobs for today. I've got so many, I don't even want to think about it right now. And that's the new rescue base that they're building. I think they might have finished actually by the looks of it. It looks pretty schmick. Let's go over and have a look at some stage before I go, if I have time. Just hoping that the rain holds off. Yeah, as I said, rain down south in Sydney, which is that away. Can't really see any sign of it, so I think it is mainly coming in from the sea and then heading inland, so we might get lucky. Looking busier than I expected, but we should be able to thread ourselves in there somewhere. Yeah, last time I had the whole breastwork to myself. I don't know. Anyway, let's get ourselves in there and ready. Well, there goes the old sail bag, and old is the operative word. Oh, look at that. I've got some spare conduit that's come out of there. You never know what you can do with that. Anyway, no, politely. So, old boom bag off, and just cleaning out the track. There's a little bit of corrosion in there from where the lugs basically had been stationary for so long, collecting moisture, no doubt. So, next stages. Oh, look at that. We've just been sliding the new lugs into the top of the boom. Bit of silicone, and they're actually Teflon coated too, so it went in like a buttered dolphin. Yeah, coming together. Just getting the lazy jacks on. I've been told that Dyneema is the good line to use for lazy jacks, so note to self. Okay, so pull the main up now, just to test everything's working okay. We haven't pulled it right up, so if there's any creases, no judgment. Looking great. Okay, we are done here. So, looking pretty schmick with the new boom bag. Nicely designed too, so very happy with that. So we'll make our way, and yes, I don't have a spring because I've already taken it off. So about to set off to go back to the mooring and see what else I can get done today. Yeah, unfortunately the light's the wrong way, so you're not really getting an appreciation. But anyway, it is there. Okay, so that's the job done for today, this morning. Not the only job, but yeah, good to get that on there, and it looks really good. Very happy with it, so gonna look the part. Not that she doesn't anyway, but hey, just as good. Anyway, back to the mooring we go. Yeah, so just back to my mooring here at Point Frederick. Just thread my way through there. There's a bit of a southeasterly sprung up now, which helped push me off the jetty actually, so yeah, what you call a blow off, which is always a lot easier than a blow on the okay, so just a last look at our new sail bag. Nice easy zippers here at the front. Nice system actually. The lazy jacks here are actually fitted to a batten inside on each side, so it's got a nice tension there which is spread, which stops those little bits of well, sorry, pressure if you like on those single points. Okay, so pretty happy with this. It's a nice sunbrella material, good UV protection, and should have a good long life on it. Anyway, very happy with that. Onward to the next things. Okay, so the next job I'm doing today, got the sail cover on, and now I'm working on the davits. So I'm just putting a new line on here. I'm also throwing a couple of extra blocks into it, pulleys, blocks on a boat. Yeah, just to give it more purchase, and yeah, be ready for the dinghy whenever it gets delivered. So looking good so far. Well, I've got another job done. Yeah, the davits, I have replaced the line and added some more blocks, pulleys to the system, obviously to aid lifting the dinghy when it comes. I actually just chatted to my dinghy guy, Leonard, and he's going to drop it around one morning this weekend, either Saturday or Sunday. So that's progress too. So I guess I feel like I'm ready for him now because I've got that rigged up. Now I'm going to go and have a look at the engine. I'd like to have a lie down or just sit down actually, but yeah, I got to get on. So yeah, here goes nothing. So hopefully you can see something. If not, yeah, just sing quietly to yourself, and we will get through this job yet. Right, this is your basic Volvo Penta engine. 2003 model, so it's done a few miles, kilometers, seat miles, whatever you want to say. Spun around a few times at the same time. And what I'm going to be looking at today is the fuel system. I want to replace that filter. Oil system, want to replace that filter. Also want to change the oil that is in the engine. So we've got a nice fresh batch of viscous oil to take us along the way. The other thing I want to look at is the water system. Okay, so in here should be a little impeller which basically pulls salt water out of the sea where there's an abundance of it, surprisingly enough, and pushes it through the engine to keep the engine cool. That water is then spat out along the exhaust and out the stern. So whenever we're running the engine, we always check over the stern to make sure water is coming out, which means it's coming in and cooling it down. Otherwise you're going to have an overheating problem very quickly. Okay, I'm sitting here procrastinating. My excuse is I'm talking to you guys, but I really should get something going here. So I think I might start with the oil system. So basically the first thing I want to do is pump the old oil out. Right, I've hooked up this U-Butte pump. I'm basically running the tube into the dipstick collar, hole, whatever you want to call it, and I now start pumping it out. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, you don't need to think that this isn't hard work.
Basically I'm pumping air out of this globe to create a lower pressure, obviously, to what's in the atmosphere around. That'll then press down on the oil inside the sump and force it to come up the tube. All I'm seeing is black, so it's hard to see what you're up to. So I'll just pump every now and then just wait a while, just let it catch up. Very hard work. Okay, so the oil is still being pumped out at the moment, but the oil level should have dropped to such a point now where I can actually take the oil filter off, so I might as well do that now. So I've loosened it already. It's really only hand tight anyway. Okay, so that'll still have oil in it, so I better be careful and keep it upright. Now, I've got the new one ready to go. What I like to do is just take a dab of the new oil on my finger and just run it around the washer, basically, just to make sure we get a nice, even, tight seal. And we'll screw that back on. Now, if I had a felt tip pen, I'd write the date on it. Okay, but that's the oil filter done. I'll put this cover on the old filter, actually. I know I'm clumsy, so I might as well account for it by, or prevent it by taking precautions. Okay, so that's done. Still waiting for the oil to come out, like I said. So let's screw the cap back on the new oil for now. We don't need it yet. Okay, and so there's not much I can do now until the oil is all out of the engine. Obviously I don't want any old little oil in there that I can help, because it'll probably have impurities in it, which is why we changed the oil. Obviously, you know, engines do wear and bits of metal and stuff get into the oil. If they stay in there, it'll start gouging and doing all sorts of nasty things. So hence we change the oil regularly. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to close the saltwater intake for the engine, because if I go to open the impeller or the anode, did I explain what an anode was? It's basically, this is an anode, okay? It's basically a lump of zinc without the price tag, probably works better. Otherwise that's going to be floating around in your cooling system. Okay, so this is basically the sacrificial piece of metal that the corrosion will go for, and hopefully leave the other parts of our cooling system alone. So it is another preventative measure, basically to ward off corrosion, which is obviously not the friend of any part of the boat, but particularly not a metal engine. So that, but I'll probably do the impeller first. Some water will come out of the system. I've closed the intake so that the water doesn't drain all the way back to the sea, because then we have a hard time getting it back up into the system, because the impeller is going to be sucking on air rather than water, which it's not really made for, so it won't work especially well. Anyway, next steps. Okay, so oil filters on, fuel filters on. Now, trap for young players here, the new ones are longer than the old ones. And what that means basically is, down here you can see these two joins in the pipe. They're basically just, what do you call it, hose clips that you screw on. The screw part was actually up here and I couldn't get that in at all. So I loosened those off, turned them around so the screws were still accessible, but more against the back of the engine now. But even then I really had to push to get this in and screw it on. So I was partially aware of that. I had seen that somewhere in a video. So I thought, okay, it should work. So anyway, one fuel filter. Now, there's probably going to be an airlock in there now. So to that end, you said roving around for tools, finding screwdriver. Oh shit, there's Nemo. Anyway, I wasn't looking for him this time. Right, well, don't need a screwdriver. I'm going to use a good old adjustable spanner and attempts not to throw it into the works. Now what I'm doing here is I'm just letting off this valve at the top, because what we want to do is let the get the air out of the system, otherwise the engine will go, well, yeah, I can run on air, but I need a bit of fuel to go with it. Now on the side of the engine here is a little lever, if I can find it. All these things, there it is. So what I do is I tap up and down on that for a period of time. What it does is pumping manually. You can't see much, all the legs. So what I do is I pump that until I see bubbles coming out the top here, which basically means the fuel level's reaching there. Okay, so I won't bore you with that. Let's see how we get a result. Okay, oil filter, fuel filter. I've now got the oil cap off. The pump has now got a clear tube. Just a little bit of oil, which I'm just letting that drain any residual bits. So yeah, it was sucking up air, so I'm confident now, as I'll ever be, that we are ready to put oil into the system. So that'll be good, that'll be good. So we'll get on to that next. Right, now you can watch somebody who's cack-handed try and do this stuff. Oil filter, funnel, I've just cleaned it out to make sure. I'll place that over the, or in the filler cap. Let it sit there for a bit. We'll get some nice, new, fresh oil. I have put the dipstick back in. It says it takes 4.1 litres, and the editor's decision is final on that, so we will have to adhere to it and check every now and then. So, here we go. Okay, we are now satisfactorily full. Check the dipstick, and it's telling me that there's enough in there, which is good. I had a filler cap when I came in. Here we go. Look at that. All back together. Boom. Right. I guess the test is now in firing it up. Now I know we're probably going to have a bit of trouble starting, because usually when there's been an airlock in there, in the fuel system, but it will get there. Right, so I've got a bit of oil left over, so I can top up along the way. And probably if I put the right lid on there, it'd be better. Maybe it's just not biting. Oh, there you go, much more better. Right, now cleaned up. Righty, I don't know if I can bear it, the excitement. I've decided I don't have time to do the water system today, because I have an appointment I've got to get to in just under 2 hours, and I'm gonna need a shower before I go there, that's for sure. Okay, so let's put the stairs back in, go and fire it up and see what happens. Well, I guess this is where we came in this morning, although now we've got a nice new boom bag. Look at the quality. So yeah, brilliant. Big day, big day. Oh well, back home, I think there's a scotch with my name on it. And yeah, more soon. Thanks for following, everybody. It's just getting more real now. Thanks for watching another Adventures of Foxy Doxie. As always, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Thank you.